morning. Happy Wednesday. So today, each Wednesday, in my rhythm, I've kind of always included Wilderness Wednesday. And whatever's going on, whatever I have planned, I've always connected and made a point to connect with nature on Wednesdays, whether it be an all-day thing or at least just having that intention that no matter what's going on, I will connect and have that kind of nature connection. Hello, niece. So for today, for my intention for this Wednesday, I just chatted with a mom last night, and she was really stuck, feeling very stuck in the overwhelm, just wishing, hoping, longing for some sort of relief. Oh, good morning! And so as I was chatting with her, I was talking with her about how important nature is and how she was really feeling tired. She was feeling like she got sick all the time because she was in the overwhelm. And again, my answer came to my mind: nature. Nature. And a big part of any program that I offer, which I'm not sure how clear I am with letting you guys know that I do offer many types of availability. So I have a year-long program right now called Reclaiming Your Magic. I have just reduced the price. It's $97 a month for those of you who are looking for more one-on-one support. And then there is an upgrade option to work more with me, more times a month. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You can find that magicalmothering.com/mentoring/ or magicalmothering.com/reclaimmagic/. I'll put those in the links. But because I know that I talk a lot about the women that I'm working with, and if you're going, hey, what does that entail? You can find all the details there. So when I'm chatting with women, the number one thing that we often go through is feeling depleted, low energy, not feeling inspired, and stuck in the overwhelm. And the number one source of my energy and my connection to source and spirit and inspiration is nature. And I know Lonice and I have even had this conversation, and I know many of you who are in the Magical Mothering group, if you've ever chatted with me one-on-one, you know that this is how I create everything that I create. I follow the monthly moon cycles. I follow the yearly seasonal cycles. I follow the daily sun cycles. So if we start becoming more aware, and even if just on Wednesdays you can connect this kind of wildness, if you can find a space where you can just be you and be the wild you, nobody expecting anything of you, nobody desiring anything of you, nobody asking anything of you, you're not feeling like you have to give all of yourself, but one day a week, please, one day a week. If we could create one day a week where we can allow the wildness of ourselves to just be, however that looks. And if you can be wild and wash the tub, do it. If you cannot do that, then don't do it. Like, take one day a week and run around. Go find somewhere in nature. Go run around and go play. If you live in a place where your front yard is nature and you can just sit and journal and dive deep and relish in the nature aspects of life, then do that. So I am calling everybody out who has ever joined a Magical Mothering and has said, I don't have good self-care practices. Then take one day out of the week. Wednesday's a great day. It's kind of in the middle of the week. It's a great refresher. Take a day out of the week and really give that to yourself. to take one day to just be in nature, however that feels good for you. If just going for a walk is satisfying, do that. If you need to go sit with your back to a tree with your journal in your lap and journal away, do that. If you need to go and find some secret waterfall off in, the depth hidden, do that. I talked with one woman, and her like little girl within always loved to climb trees. And so I told her, I said, at least once a week, if not every day, go and find a tree that you can climb. And just sit in that tree, have your kids climb up with you, and just be in that space and allow yourself that freedom to really be and do and give your heart what it's desiring. Often we think that we need, a different house. We think we need fancy things. We think we need all of these things. When really, and this is what we're going through in the Creating Your Magical Life Sisterhood right now, is what we really need to do is listen to our hearts more. Our hearts reveal to us what we're doing that isn't in alignment with us, which was a big part of what we talked about in the gathering that we had last week, is listening and learning and seeing what our hearts are trying to tell us that are not in alignment with who we are. And then on the flip side of that, excuse me, I'm going to take some sip. I've made some stinging nettle tea, and I put some orange and mint in it. I'm going through, and I'm listening to my heart and listening to my money honey, and detox just kept coming up. I have to purify my body. I was starting to drink coffee every morning with sugary creamer, and both Spirit and my money honey said, that's it, that's enough. That is not what your body wants. It's not what you desire. You know it's not making you feel good. And it took a little time, but starting on, I think it was Monday, I cut the coffee out. I started drinking more water. Hey, Amanda! And now I'm going to start making yummy teas from all of the wild edibles that I've been gathering. So stinging nettle tea with some mint and orange, and it's yummy, yummy. So what does your heart desire? My heart is really telling me to purify my mind, my being, my body, so that I can connect more. Top of the day to you, Amanda. So what is your heart aching for, and what is its, sometimes we have to look at what our heart does not want first. I'm a big believer of this, even with like EFT and my mindset work that I do. I always acknowledge the negative first so that I can clear that out of the way and then put in what my heart actually desires. So oftentimes when we're looking at the rewilding of ourselves, we have to start taking out the things that no longer serve us in allowing us to be wild and in nature. I mean, a lot of times we have to cut out more media. We have to put away the phones. We have to, a big thing that I do when I'm on my walks or out on my nature day is I turn my phone in airplane mode. That way I can still take my pictures, but I'm not distracted by anything that's popping up. So there's a way that there's things that you might need to do that your heart is saying, hey, Lauren, there's things in your heart that your heart are saying, I don't desire this any longer. I am ready to get rid of this. And I know throughout your day, today, just throughout your day, see if there's anything that pops up that you go, I'd really like to stop doing that. Or I'd really like to not do, I'd really like to change the way I eat, and I don't really want this food around me. Or I really want to get outside today. What's stopping me? Why do I think that I have to do X, Y, and Z before I can go and connect with nature? Which really is, again, the top of our priorities. I had an earlier Facebook Live this week that talked about inspiration and passion being at the top of your list. And for me, Oh, I love that, Amanda. If our heart was planted, what would it grow? Yes, I love that beautiful metaphor of so often our heart really wants to grow joy and peace and abundance and love, and yet the things that we're doing, our actions, are not aligning with what our heart wants to grow, right? So, I know this is a lot of the women that I speak with and chat with. This is a lot of what they're often going through. They have the vision of what they want their heart to grow, and they have a vision of what their heart desires, but they're not quite sure of the steps to take to get there. And that's where being in some sort of a community, either being in a program with somebody or being in a gathering situation, or I know, like Amanda, you hold circles for your women and you hold the gatherings. And so being in a community that allows growth to happen. And another thing is allowing somebody to kind of call you out on your stuff, right? I mean, when we're in a space where sometimes we can't see what is really growing within us, or sometimes we do see it and yet we don't want to acknowledge it, right? There's times like that where I've gotten really upset about something, or I've gone, what's going on? Why is this happening? And getting really frustrated throughout the day. And then it's like, oh gosh, I need to call myself out on that. And if I didn't, I would hope that other women in my community would, right? So allowing ourselves to get a little vulnerable. And yesterday I shared a vulnerable story that happened to me, and it caused a lot of emotion in a lot of the women that watched that particular video. And so allowing ourselves to get vulnerable, allowing ourselves to say, this is what's going on in my life, and allowing the women in our lives to know that they're not going to judge us, to know that they're going to be there to support and encourage and, offer their holding hand and uplift us, right? So this is where this community really comes into play. And then even more in the Creating Your Magical Life Sisterhood, that community really uplifts in a place where people can share a little bit more vulnerably. So think of something. Please share with me what you are going to do to wild yourself.
I wanted to use self.
Okay.
And I wanted to play with them.
Okay, we're going to all play together. We're going to go in nature and we're going to go play. We'll go. So I'm going to go play because my kids are needing some definitely nature wilding time. So please share what you're going to do today to create that space too. All right. Peace and blessings to all of you, and I'm going to go enjoy my day with my babies. All right. Bye, everybody.